Welcome back to our show. Once again, my name is Mrs. Augustina and help me welcome my friend,
Mrs. Glorynezemma. Welcome back to our sweet home, Africa. It's always a pleasure to have you as our guest and our viewers. Alright, so today we have another great topic. And our topic today is African hidden children. A lot of people will be wondering, who are these hidden children? Alright, so my friend and I will give you insight about these children, where they come from, and where they are. And I'll drive the title or the topic a little bit deeper so that you can understand why we picked that title. A lot of rich people in Africa, very wealthy people, send their children overseas. Many of them send them when they're very little, others send them when they're, maybe in high school, others send them when they have already graduated. But many of them are lost all over the world. Some are in Europe, some are in America, some are in Canada. And even when the parents get old, they don't come back to Africa. So they are hidden. And the problem that a lot of parents are having now is how to get them back to Africa. So that's why my friend and I were here. So once again, we'll give you insights about these children and then also give you advice on how to get them back to Africa. So go ahead, my friend. Tell the viewers what you have heard and the ones that you have seen in terms of the children that are hidden, the African children that are hidden in diaspora.
My dear, that's a very good topic because what we are doing is to see how to bring our lost things back where they belong. And our children are the most important possessions that we have. So as you know, Africans, when you are in political, arena, when you focus on politics, the first thing they do, politicians back home, what they do is to send their children abroad, send their family abroad. They buy homes here. Some of them just send the children to the dorm directly because they have the money, they have the well-to-do, so that they can afford it. And then when you send that child straight from high school, that child have not learned anything because being that is from a wealthy family where they have mates and everything, they can manage their or whatever finances. Some of them don't even know how to do their own laundry. But you take them and put them here, fine. And where you put them, you will put them far, far away from where the quote-unquote the poor children can afford, or the poor Africans can afford. So you put them there, and whatever they see, because you are your environment, where you live determines you. So now they live there, they stay there, they become their environment, they copy what they see in the environment, plus the negative informations that parents say, oh, you got to be here because X, Y, Z. This might happen. Something is happening. Everybody around you is this. Somebody might come and kidnap you or kill you. So every year, instead of you to go home and visit and know what your parents do for a living, no, they will come to visit you. Every year, you become a sightseeing. So they will come and visit you. And then on doing that, you're losing your heritage.
That's true.
You're losing who you are. You can't even somebody asks you your tribe, you don't even know. So eventually, you have adapted to the environment where they place you at a younger age, where you're still forming. Now you already form and become the system of wherever they place you. So now what happens to your father's wealth at home? I'm going to let my friend talk more on this issue to you as a child or the son of a politician or a wealthy person that your father literally put you in jail and throw the key in the garbage.
That's a good one.
Yes. And then talk to your father when he continued to acquire this wealth, when your presence is not around, and you might not even smell the country again. So talk to them, advise them. I really don't know how to talk to the rich. So talk to them so that we know if we can get our brothers and sisters back home so they can be able to help us build Africa the way we want it to be.
Thank you so much, my friend. You know, you gave a very good insight. In terms of the children, the parents brought them here, and when they bring them here, what I call the money that they used to bring him here is my papa money. So when you are in diaspora with my papa money, and like my friend said, most of them are like politicians, and others are wealthy Africans, so they bring their children here because they want to keep them away from poor people's children in Africa. But that's one thing that I want to ask first. When you look in the diaspora and other Western countries where you have the president, you have all the wealthy people there, their children stay where they are.
Yeah.
Even the president of every Western country, their children live in that country. The vice president, their children live there.
That's right.
Or the senators, their children live there. The commissioners, their children live
and
in the
they know
same
what
country.
their parents do.
Exactly. So how come African politicians and African wealthy people always throw their own children away? You don't keep them very close to where you are to see what you're doing. And when you look at it, most of the parents, I'm so sorry, I know some of them made their money in a very good way, but most of the looters, when they loot the money out of Africa, they also throw their children out of Africa. And the problem, let me just address you a little bit. Even the children that are in diaspora, well, I'm going to address you because I know all of you have access to social media because your parents are very wealthy. So I know you're watching us. So I'll go to your parents first. If you looted money out of Africa and then you brought your children here, even if you didn't loot the money from Africa, if you're wealthy and you leave your children in the diaspora, have you gone to bed and think, what will happen to me when I die? Who will take care of this property that I acquired in Africa? Where all the money that I've hidden in the bank, who will be able to get them out of the bank? Did you think of that? Because it goes back to what we said in the previous episodes. So our people do not write their history. And then the ones that are alive do not even go back to say, think of what happened to their predecessors. Because when you look at people that were, in politics many years ago, even when we were small, many of them they're dead and gone. And their wealth and everything, their children sometimes do not even keep it because they're all hiding in diaspora. So think of what will happen to you when you die. And that's why it's very important that you have to channel these children back to Africa. So I know a lot of them have graduated, they have beautiful degrees, some of them are engineers, some of them are lawyers, some of them are doctors. Channel them back home so that they can go build hospitals, build roads and everything, so that when you're dead and gone, they can come back. Because if Africa is the way that it is, like, the roads are not good, everything, the children will be lost over here. They are not coming back. And then the children themselves, I know you came here with your papa money. And maybe you have graduated with your papa money, but now you have acquired your own money. Now it's time for you to think. Even in diaspora, people give back. So it's left to you now to go back. One, you would start thinking, where did my papa get all this money? If they said Africa is so poor, and my papa is one of the wealthiest, got me the best car, got me the best everything, where did my papa get the money?
Richer than the country.
Okay.
And the continent itself.
Okay. So it's left to you now to start going back to give back. Even if your papa got it from a wrong source, fine, you have acquired a good education and you have made money yourself. It's left to you now to go back. Look at those people in your village, wherever you come from. See who you can pick up and help. See if you can build hospitals. See if you can do other things to help back there. So that at least when your papa is dead and gone, you will have a peaceful place and a beautiful place to go back and continue your papa's legacy in Africa. That's our point. My dear friend, go ahead and see other things that you will add.
All I'm saying is if you're in politics or you are well-to-do, try to encourage your child to visit home. Try not to, you kind of like erase them off from whatever book we have in Nigeria or in any other part of Africa because you think there is life where you put them. They don't even take the time to say, what is this child? Can my child go with the system? Because where you're putting them in the dump. Then after school, you come for graduation and whatever. You think money is everything. They are missing you as a parent. The parental advice is not there. The highest thing you talk to them every day on the phone. but that's not like you being a parent to your child. Coming to visit your child every summer is not being a good parent, because they don't know anything. They don't know jack about you. You are not telling them who they are, and you are not identifying with them. So they're still missing a whole lot. Money is not everything. Sending your child abroad out of is not what they want. They didn't ask you. You did the whole process.
No,
and
to
you
hide
told
them. To hide them from the poor people.
You did the whole process.
That's
now you hid them. They don't even know who you are, because they are not formed yet to be on their own when you whisk them way, way, way out from the people that they know. So please, our wealthy people, before you send your child, please try to make sure you instill those values. You make sure that your child had a little better part of you, because you're throwing them out, you're getting them, like I said before, they are like a fish out of the sea, because actually they don't know you. They know your daddy, your papa, you have money, you can acquire everything. Buying them a best car, the best house, the best university, they're not form who they are. Think about their mental status. Think about their mental health. Did you feel that spot? You have not. Please, raise these children so they can be a blessing to our nation and our continent and the continent of the world as a whole. Do not deny them their parental right. My dear, I don't know what else you want to tell our people.
Well, you've said it all. You've said it all. But there's something that I just remembered while you were talking. Because actually, I don't know if I mentioned it before. Because when you see in the diaspora, let's say the Western world, you know, the presidents keep their children where they live.
Yeah.
The commissioners do. Or did I say it before? I don't know if I said it before.
Go ahead. You can say it over again.
So, even wealthy people in every country keep their, in France,
yes,
they keep their children
even
there.
here, you know the president's children.
Exactly.
You see them in the picture,
so they
you
all
will
keep
remind
them where they live.
Mhm.
So how come Africans throw their own outside?
Because they know the way they're doing things is not the right way. They don't want the children to know about it.
Okay.
So they're hiding everything. They want to do it so that the children won't know. And they're stepping on people as they go. So they are even afraid what will happen to their children.
Like a repercussion.
Oh,
okay.
They are afraid. Maybe somebody who I did this or that to might go and hurt my children. So in the process, they go and hide their children.
Okay, that's a very, very great insight. All right, so to cap the show, we're almost finished actually, going back to the papas. All right, look at it this way. If we really love our children in Africa, and we want our generation to continue, because here, like we said in the Western world, what they do is that they live for their children. They do as much as they can to make sure that life is better for their children. But it looks like a lot of Africans, what we do, especially the wealthy ones, we just want to acquire that wealth during our own time, and we don't care what happens when we're dead and gone. The children can just suffer. So look at it, think about, or even all your friends in the Western world, what they do, they make sure that they are okay. The next generation will be okay. The next generation will be okay. But our own, it's almost like we're very individualistic. Let me acquire the wealth that I can now. Like from now on, let's say 50, 60 years from now, we don't care what happened to our children. Because even, I don't know if you had this one, even people in Africa are selling the land. And sometimes when they sell the land, they sell it for like 50 years contract. So that means you're banishing your children, you're taking everything that you have, even in the continent of Africa, you're selling them. So that means when you're dead and gone, your children will not even have property, they won't have land. Just be careful of what you're doing, because it will have repercussion. We heard about this many, many years ago with our forefathers, but don't let us repeat history, because we're trying to get away from what happened in the past. Do not put your children in bondage again, just because of money that you will acquire in your own generation. And then when you're dead and gone, the children will start suffering again. So that's our point today. My friend, I don't know if there's any other thing
what
that you want to add.
What I want to talk about now is about the land, selling the landed properties. Selling in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years is not even the point. The point is that they're doing it, that selfishness is there, which you can tell, because their children are not there when they sign all those contracts. And they are not going to make available.
Because they send them out too.
They're not going to make those documents available to those children. So the people that already bought the land own it forever, because once they're dead and gone, the children, they don't know where those documents are, don't know the type of contract that was signed. And then nobody is going to say, hey, it's 50 years.
Exactly.
To say, okay, give it my children. No, even if anything happening to my children, they will give it to their own children so they can retrieve this land back. No. And some of them are just selling it for little money.
Exactly.
That they're not going to do anything with.
No, because their children are in diaspora, so they feel that as long as I've settled the children, I don't need anything anymore. So that's why they're selling the land. All right, so that's our episode today. Actually, the issue of the land, we'll address it again in another show.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So this has been a long episode already, so we'll cap it. So our people back home, please, let's sit back. This is a new year, so let it be a new us, and let it be a new Africa. So live not just for yourself, but for your next generation.
Live and let live.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
So that when you're dead and gone, other people can still continue to live a good life.
Yeah.
And stop hiding your children in diaspora. The ones that their children are hidden already, encourage your children to come back to Africa and help rebuild Africa, because Africa belongs to all of us. So this is our episode today. We thank you so much for being our viewers, and thank you for the beautiful comments that we're still receiving. We thank the ones that have, written to us and the ones that are yet to write. And we will do as best as we can to be able to
respond to
your
everybody.
comments.
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, and look forward to watching us again next week at our Sweet Home Africa show.
Thank you so much, and God bless you. As you subscribe, that's the main thing. Please subscribe and send to your friends and encourage them to subscribe, and they keep on sending us your comments and comment whatever you have. Any questions, you reach us, and we are ready and willing to get to it. And for those that we have not get to them back or responded to them, we will do that. Just have patience with us. We are doing it one at a time. All right? And thank you so very much. And my God will bless you.